All right, so I got a reaction coming at y'all real quick, man. The brother James be going in, man. I like this conversation. I like where they going with it, but I gotta push back again on this point that he making. I gotta push back on it. So let's get into it.
Family, but they had a marriage like I wanted to be like. And so when I needed help, I went to them. When I was having issues with my husband, I went to them. I didn't go to my girlfriends who were single.
So a young man says, nice guys finish last. Who said they shouldn't finish last? Nice guys should finish last. Because it's a difference between being a nice guy and a good man. So oftentimes, a lot of the disgruntled nice guys, they aren't necessarily having the character of good men.
I'm gonna push back on that. Because the reason why they say nice guys finish last is because that's what the women called them. These are the good men that we talking about. But they go into those situations respectful. That's the operative word for real, for real. You went into the situation respectful. You went into the situation respecting her boundaries. You went into the situation trying to do the things that you was taught how you supposed to treat a woman. But most women, especially at an early age, they looking more for the rough exterior of men, where you treating them with that level of respect, having a high level of integrity. Because I'm just gonna speak for myself, having a high level of integrity. I didn't want to sleep with you right off the bat because I felt like I was taught not to do that. But some women saw that as you was weak, or you might not have liked them the way, you know what I'm saying, they felt like you should have. So they might look at the situation, or y'all be in a situation where y'all alone and you didn't try nothing. So she said, you too nice. We were like, well, damn, like, I'm just getting to know you. Like, I ain't really trying to go down that path. Now, I'm just giving you from my perspective, right? I just seen multiple other dudes that I know are good men that women didn't choose them because they was quote unquote too nice. They was just, you know what I'm saying? Cause I know he been knowing his wife since he was 18 years old. So I don't think he really truly and had a lot of experience with trying to deal with other women. But I'm married at this time. But when I was younger growing up, I've been the same dude since I was probably about 15, 16 years old in terms of the integrity, the respect that I have for women. And I was always called nice. Most people, especially in high school, people wouldn't mess with me because they thought I was crazy in terms of I'm a very quiet dude. I was the strongest dude at my school. When I went to college, I was still a quiet dude. But wouldn't nobody mess with me on that type of time because I guess the way that he kind of wording it kind of sound kind of crazy a little bit later. But let's get into it. I'll touch on it when he speak on it.
There is non-confrontational, more about being agreeable. And moving in a way that is non-confrontational more so than being good, right? Dr. Jordan Peterson talks about being nonviolent. If you don't have the capability of violence, being nonviolent is not a virtue.
Right. This is the point that I was making, where I don't think nobody thought that I was a weak dude or I wasn't capable of violence. I think most people thought that that's probably what I was thinking about most of the time. But when you look back through my track record, I ain't never been on that type of time in terms of trying to fight nobody, but ain't nobody ever try me either. So I don't think that's where most men lie with that. I think most dudes are raised to be good dudes. It's just me thinking. It's just me from growing up, just off, especially in high school. Most dudes, they start those situations off trying to be super respectful. But when you start seeing the dudes that aren't respectful getting what they want, you start trying to deviate from what you was taught. But let's keep it going.
So being a good man isn't just about being nice and being agreeable all the time.
That's a fact.
Right? So you can see nice men, their true character when they don't get what they think they're supposed to get for being nice. I'm being nice. I'm being agreeable.
But I feel like the word nice and agreeable is dumbing it down too much because these are the same men that they try to come back. They try to spin the block and marry. So if they was just nice and agreeable, why are they good men now that you 30? They was good men back then, but you didn't want him because he wasn't exciting. He didn't make you tingle inside. He didn't bring that oomph, as they say. He didn't make you want to jump on top of him. He was more stable. He was more, what's the word I want to use? He wasn't as excited. I'm gonna just put it like that. So it's being agreeable and nice like that. Like it sound what you describing is a weak ass man. That's what you was describing, but that's not what we talking about. Like I'm gonna say it over and over again. When women said you were too nice, they was talking about good men because they were showing too much respect. Most women don't respond to respect well. Most women are used to being disrespected. Let's continue.
And so, wait a minute. Are you operating in good character because that's who you are, or you being nice so I can get the reward that I want? Right. And you see a lot of these nice guys, true colors come through when I've been nice this whole time. I'm not getting the reward I want, and they start getting very, very, passive aggressive or actually aggressive. And now that's who you really are. That's your real character. Is you think being nice is enough and should be enough of a reward, even if you have bad social skills. But I'm not.
That's not fair. That's not fair. Because if the women are saying one thing, right? If the women are saying, I want to be respected, I want to be treated a certain way, I want, like they running down this list of what they want from a man. And shit, everything they saying is what you was taught. So you coming into the situation like, well, shit, if she like me in terms of how I look, then this shit should be in the bag because I'm respectful. I put her on the pedestal in terms of how I'm gonna treat her. You know what I'm saying? I'm not calling her name. I'm a good guy. I'm getting good grades. I got a good trajectory in life. But you're not into all the riffraff and bullshit. So she don't find you as exciting as the next man. So I think it's to jump into it with the social skills, you demeaning that portion of the brothers, because why would they? I'm gonna come back to it. Why would they spin the block and want to marry them dudes in the later stages after they've been getting ran through by the horrible dudes that they've been dealing with? Now he might not have this experience because he was 18 when he met his wife. That's that's amazing. I'm gonna just keep it a stack. That's some beautiful shit. But that's not the norm for most men out here. And I'm gonna keep it in the Bible. The scriptures even tell you that it's easy. It's very easy to be seduced by evil when you see the evil getting results. Now it's easy when, you know what I'm saying, when we don't have to wait a long time. Like imagine going throughout college being, as he would say, a good man and still not getting the wife that you're looking for. Or you getting played like you know what I'm saying, you're not that dude. But you carried yourself a certain way. So that's why I say it's hard having these conversations, because you got to remove yourself to look at it from a broader perspective. You know what I'm saying? And I'm a married dude. I got married young too. I got married at I'm 29. December will be 6 years. I got married at 23. So I can speak from the married side of it. I can speak from growing up being high school, early college, like y'all kind of playing on my top like I'm not that nigga. Like I'm really, you know what I'm saying? I'm really what y'all saying y'all want, but because I might not look the way you might like, because I might not, you know what I'm saying, do all the exciting shit that y'all into. You know, I'm a boring, I ain't even on front. I'm a boring ass dude. I'm gonna just keep it a stack. I'm boring as hell. But it's because a lot of the stuff that people look at as fun, I don't find fun. So I'm just giving that perspective of it. You know what I'm saying? I wasn't like, you know what I'm saying, horrible with the social skills, because when I was in contact with a girl that I like, I ain't had no fucking, no social problems. I wasn't the type to look like I wasn't prepared for no violence or you know what I'm saying, anything like that. I know for a fact I look like I was about that. So I don't. When brothers had, because I just seen plenty of brothers have this talking point, and women had this talking point where you're just nice, you're being performative, you're not really that guy, you just doing that because you think that's what's gonna get you results. But damn, I thought that's what the women wanted. That was the point. Like, if I was raised to be a certain way, then when I grow up and get into these situations and they telling me like, hey, nah, that ain't what we looking for. It's like, well, damn, was my parents tripping when they was telling me that I'm supposed to respect women and carry myself like this and be about my business? Like, I thought that's what y'all wanted. But when we see it's a particular type of woman that you're looking for in those situations, but we was taught that that's what women want. But as I know now, it's a difference between women and a wife. It's two totally different things. I don't know if a lot of people understand that. That's two fucking totally different things. Mr. James found a wife very early. That ain't normal. But you got to go through a couple women, not dealing sexually. You got to go through a couple women to find a wife. Wives think totally different. Period, point blank. Let's continue.
Nice. Even if you have some hygiene problems going on, but I'm nice. Even if you have a lack of firmness and masculinity, you think you being nice is going to replace your lack of masculinity, and you having boundaries for yourself, and you having a backbone, you having firmness, you having direction, it's so many things that fall in place for a good man. Like, see the things I'm talking about, being firm, having a propensity for violence, but having it under control, right? Power is strength under control. That don't mean you just I'm just some Weasley, nice guy. No, that's not. There's a difference. So we do talk about how women, want these contradictory things. A lot of times they want a dude that is, very, very attractive, but, he don't have no women around him. Like, and we see these contradictions, but we all have a certain level of contradiction in what we want. And so how do we navigate through that, right? Really what a woman is saying is she wants a good man with an edge. You want a good man with the edge. And that's not unreasonable. My wife wants me to be kind. Being kind and being nice aren't necessarily the same thing.
But those are synonyms. You can interchange those words. You can literally interchange those words. But this the thing, right? In that scenario, how can I put this? I don't think he fully can grasp how these things actually go in real life, if that make any sense. Because you met your wife very early. She said you was a freshman in college. You was 17, 18 years old when you met your wife. I'm pretty sure you ain't dealt with no other woman since that. And let's keep it a stack. High school relationships wasn't real like that. A lot of people was trying to, do the high school sweetheart thing. But you met your wife very early. So I'm pretty sure she wasn't giving you contradictory messages. You know what I'm saying? Where they'll tell that, and Obi talk about it all the time, where they'll say they want this, and this, but they want those characteristics from the thug. That shit don't go together. Because if I was raised to be a certain way, would me being a thug be a contradictory to my character? If I was raised to be a certain way, and this is the list that you're talking about, me being a thug or me being having some edge, sometimes that is two contradictory things. Now I can understand you being in a mode where you having an edge in terms of you'll beat a nigga ass if it come to that, but some dudes ain't moving like that, and I feel like that's kind of crazy to try to spin it like that. But I don't know, because I really feel like using the word nice guy cheapens the conversation, because it's literally good men versus bad men. That's literally what it is. It's good men versus bad men at the end of the day. Because these same men, they the same person that they was in high school. The same character, the same stability, the same mindset, all these things. These are the same men that they want in their 30s when they got ran through by those bad men. So they say, oh, you too nice. But what they really saying is, you too good for me right now. Let's continue.
Right? She wants me to be kind and know how to be gentle, but she also want to know that there's some fire in you if need be. And so I think this is what the nice guys miss it, is they think they're supposed to get, a reward just for being agreeable, just for whatever you want. That's what, when I hear nice guy, that's what I think about. I think about, bro, don't develop into being a good man, not a nice guy. Because sometimes a good man can't be nice.
I'm gonna tell some truths right here.
All right. So I'm gonna stop it right there, man. I think that's the hard part about this conversation. Because as soon as people start calling it nice guy versus good man, it cheapens the conversation. It do. It make it look like, because the first thing you hear, the first thing I see when I hear nice guy versus good man, you thinking about, you know what I'm saying, a regular guy with high character, high upward mobility in terms of his job. You that's what you're thinking about. When you think about nice guy, you thinking about the dude who stumbling over his words, you know what I'm saying, breathing, you know what I'm saying, got the nose inhaler, you know what I'm saying, he's socially awkward. But that's not who we talking about. We talking about the men that come into these situations with the utmost respect, trying to respect boundaries. And to be honest, I'm gonna just be honest. This just me from my experience in high school and college before I got married. A lot of women, they want you to push on their boundaries. But I was raised to respect your boundaries. So if you told me, okay, I don't want to do this, I'm gonna respect that. So then when you ask the question later, like, damn, like, what was it? Oh, you was too nice. I thought that was just having respect for the situation. Because if I was trying to push you into doing some shit that you don't want to do, then I'm a creep. But I don't know, because I know for a fact I ain't never been, outside of dealing with women, I ain't never been called no nice guy. Most people think I'm an asshole on the, on the day to day, but I show respect for women on all levels, and I was called the nice guy. So I know some of the characteristics that he's speaking on, I didn't fit under that, but I was called the nice guy. So, and I think most people today, when they examine my life and how I move and the integrity that I move with, they would classify me as a good man. That's just me trying to live by the scriptures, high integrity, don't lie, don't steal, don't cheat, no adultery, no shit like that. Moving the way I'm supposed to move according to the Bible. But I've always been like this. And now I just got scriptures behind me. But it is what it is. I like this conversation because I feel like these are the type of conversations that need to be had in terms of changing that narrative behind the nice guy versus a good man. Because it's too many people that I've seen that started off trying to do things the right way. But if we just gonna keep it honest, the average person, it's very small numbers of people who can clearly be getting looked over because of the good characteristics that they have, to continue to try to hold that integrity and hold that frame and being a good person. The Bible say it all the time. Actually, let's get it right quick. Let's get it out the Bible right quick. Because I don't think a lot of people think about it like this, but it is what it is. This is Proverbs chapter 12 and verse 26. The righteous is more excellent than his neighbor, but the way of the wicked seduces them. So he said the righteous is more excellent than his neighbor. So the good man is better than the bad man. That's clear. That's what the Bible say. The good man is better than the bad man. But he said, but the way of the wicked seduces them. Because if you get in play from the baddest chick, the girl that I wanted to marry for real, if you got her from me Cause I tried to talk to her too. You talked to her, but she actually was rocking with what you was doing. Somebody who not built up in the spirit, you will start looking at that like, maybe I'm doing something wrong. Maybe I need to start switching up what I'm doing, because if he getting the results, I need to, you know what I'm saying? But also, we not trained up in the way of the Lord. I want to say it's in Psalm 74. I want to say it's in Psalm 74. Here you go. This is Psalm chapter 73. I'm gonna start at verse 1. Truly God is good to Israel, even such as are of a clean heart. So he said God is good to those with a clean heart. So if I'm going into situations with my integrity, I'm going into these situations with respect. I'm not coming into these situations with no deceit, no bullshit. I'm coming into these situations with a clean heart. Verse 2. But as for me, my feet were almost gone. My steps had well nigh slipped, for I was envious at the foolish when I saw the prosperity of the wicked. This is a psalm of a prophet. He said, I almost fell because I saw the prosperity of the wicked and I was envious of that thing. The people that's moving wrong, they getting what they want. They getting what they want out of life. But I'm sitting here doing things the right way and I'm being looked over. Now, everybody don't have the experience where you'd have found your soulmate at 18 years old. You know what I'm saying? That's a beautiful thing. But that's not the norm. You know what I'm saying? The average man gonna go through at least one heartbreak. Like, damn, I thought I was doing what I was supposed to do. And she said it wasn't good enough. So I'm gonna read it one more time. He said, for I was envious at the foolish when I saw the prosperity of the wicked. Because a lot of people, we don't understand the spiritual aspects of a lot of these things where, okay, if she willing to deal with this dude who treating her a certain way, that's not who you need to be with in the first place. That's not a wife, that's a woman. And we really don't know how to differentiate the two, because in American society, we are taught that all women are good and men are bad. That's what we taught. But when you read the scriptures, it's a little bit different. It's a good thing if a man find a wife. It don't say shit about finding a woman. You can find a woman anywhere. It's if a man find a wife, he find a good thing. All throughout the scriptures, it talk about how hard it is to find a wife. That's why in the scriptures, it tell you that if you find a wife, you don't forsake her. That's what the Bible say. A lot of dudes is married to women and not wives. So I think there's, you know what I'm saying? I think it was a dope discussion. I just wanted to touch on that thing, man, because the nice guy thing, when people start twisting it like that, like it's performative, like you just putting on a show trying to get what you want. Well, damn, I thought that's what the thug niggas was doing, because they be doing all that thug shit. They getting all the girls. Then when it's time to really get into some thug shit, they ain't really about that. So who really performing? You know what I'm saying? But that's just my thoughts on that, man. You know what I'm saying? It's a good conversation, but I just had to give a little pushback to the nice guy shit, because I wasn't nothing like none of that shit he was saying, and I was called a nice guy when most people understand I was never a nice dude. But I was ultra respectful to women. But you know, it is what it is. Y'all let me know what y'all think in the comments, man. I'm out.